Welcome to Fixing Assets, and this is my 2006 Suzuki Jimny. I believe you've met. If you've not, there's a video you should watch. If you have, you will know that there's some work that needs to be done before it can have an MOT. Now the first one is the brakes. So I've taken the wheel off and it's time to change the brake pad. Okay, so I'm gonna talk my way through this process because I've never done brakes on a Jimny before, but it's not going to be much different from doing it on the Kia, and I do those quite often. So this is why people always bang on about 10mm sockets, isn't it? I've often found the 10mm socket thing a strange thing to go on about. It's not even a 10mm. It's 11mm? No. Well, it wasn't a 13. It wasn't an 11. The 11 was too small. The 13 was too big. Could it be a 12? Quite possibly, however, I don't think I've got that size of socket. Let's just do it as a spanner, shall we? 12mm spanner. Now this is the one that needs the new pads. Obviously there'll be new pads all around. It possibly could do with a new disc, but there's not much of a lip on it, so I'm not even going to contemplate that, just for getting it through its MOT. Right, there we go, one out. Two out. There we go. That's that. Yep. There's very little meat on that, isn't there? Normally I would suggest that you do something sensible like tie that up, but I didn't bring any bungee cords with us, so that won't be happening today, sir. What I do need, however, is something for prying. Just like the one, and got a caliper tool here. Now normally I would clean these off, but they actually look quite clean. So I've got two like that. They're actually identical, I think. That's good. There we go, that's one. Pop those in for later. There we go, that's two. Now, the brake tool isn't actually particularly helpful there. Can I lever that in? Probably not, because it's ABS. Don't have the OG tool, but I do have this, which although isn't for the task, may well work for the task. Right. Your G tool, this tool would work extremely well actually if it were longer. Stick that in there, that in there. I'm going to say it's actually quite nice to have some of these that actually go in properly. Right, new tool works for the last bit. Interestingly, works quite well on the Kia. Now, brake pad has fallen in some water. Pop that back on. That is what go in there. Now we've got two bolts that need to be greased up. Now one of them is actually it's not rusty, it's got copper slip on. Now I'm going to use rubber grease because apparently that is the thing that modern people use. And I like to think of myself as relatively modern. So yeah. Pop that in there. I'll do the second one. And pop that in there. You see, I wonder if this is the problem that they mentioned, because there was only one of the brake pads that was particularly down, and it could have been the caliper. I won't. It might just be the slider. I know with the Kia it was a slider. And I'll tell you something, that was a very, very painless brake service. There we go. Now, I think it's time for number next, but I won't bore you with it. Well, that was a nice easy job to start the MOT prep. Got full brake pads. Now, the ones on the driver's side were an awful lot worse than the ones on the passenger side. So there's possibly a bit of monitoring of the caliper to do. However, for the minute, I'm going to call that a job well done. And the next job is to sort out my crusty bottom. By my crusty bottom, I mean the underside of this car. So if you're enjoying the Jimny stuff, subscribe to the channel, like and comment it, helps apparently. And we'll probably be looking at something else on the next episode of Fixing Assets.